Do you think you could remember details after an upsetting experience such as being slapped in the face by your father?
I think so. Is there any special details to remember? The boy couldn't remember the names of the movies he saw because he wasn't there that night.
According to the police testimony in court, the boy was questioned by the detectives in the kitchen of his apartment, while the body of his father was lying on the floor in the bedroom. Do you think you could remember details under those circumstances?
I do.
Under great emotional stress?
Under great emotional stress.
He remembered them correctly in court. He named the pictures and the stars who played in them.
Yes. His lawyer took great pains to bring that out. He had 3 months from the night of the murder to the day of the trial in which to memorize them. It's not difficult for a lawyer to find out what played at a particular theater on a particular night. I'll take the testimony of the policeman who interrogated the boy right after the murder, when he couldn't remember a thing about the movies, great emotional stress or not.
I'd like to ask you a personal question.
Go ahead.
Where were you last night?
I was home.
How about the night before that?
Come on, what is this?
No, that's all right. I left the office at 8:30 and went straight home and to bed.
And the night before that?
That was Tuesday night, the night of the bridge tournament. I played bridge.
Monday night?
When you get down on New Year's Eve, 1954, let me know, huh?
Monday night? Monday night, my wife and I went to the movies.
What did you see?
The Scarlet Circle. It is a very clever whodunit.
What was the second feature?
I'll tell you in a minute. The remarkable Mrs. Something, Mrs. Bainbridge, the remarkable Mrs. Bainbridge.
I saw that. It's called The Amazing Mrs. Bainbridge.
Yes, The Amazing Mrs. Bainbridge. I think that's right.
Who was in The Amazing Mrs. Bainbridge?
Barbara Long, I think it was. A dark, very pretty girl. Or Lynn or Long, something like that.
Who else?
I'd never heard of them before. It's a very inexpensive second feature with unknown.
And you weren't under an emotional stress, were you?
No. I wasn't.
I think the point is made.
Big point. You can talk till your tongue is dragging on the floor. The boy is guilty, period. Know what I mean, my friend? He's got those cough drops.
They're all gone, my friend.
Oh, boy, look at that rain. There goes your ball game. That's always sharp. Besides, you got the infield covered.
Say, could I see that knife a second, please?
Well, we're still tied up 6 to 6. Who's got a suggestion?
It's 5 after 6. Let's get some dinner.
Well, we'll wait till 7 o'clock. Give it another hour.
Okay with me?
There's something I'd like to say. I mean, it's been bothering me a little, and as long as we're stuck... Well, there was this whole business about the stab wound and how it was made. The downward angle of it, you know.
Don't tell me we're going to start with that again. They've been over it and over it.
Well, I know they did, but I don't go along with it. Now, the boy was 5 feet 7 inches tall. His father was 6'2". That's a difference of 7 inches. It's a very awkward thing to stab down into the chest of someone who's more than half a foot taller than you are.
Give me that. I'll give you a demonstration. Somebody get up. I want you to watch this because I don't want to have to do it again. I'll make myself about 6 or 7 inches shorter, okay?
It's about right, maybe a little more.
Okay, a little more.
What's
it
all
about?
Nobody's hurt. Right?
Right, nobody hurt.
Now, this is the way I'd stab a man who was taller than I was. Look at the angle. Down and in. And this is the way it was done. Now, tell me I'm wrong.
Down and in. I guess there's no argument.
Well, hold on a minute, will you? Give me that. Boy, I hate these things. Did you ever see a knife fight?
No.
You? No? Anybody here ever see a knife fight? Well, I have. You know, on my back stoop, a lot across the street, backyard. Switchblades came with the neighborhood where I lived. Funny, I never thought of it before. I guess you try to forget those things.
How to use a switchblade?
Well, he never used it like this. See, you lose too much time switching hands. Here's how. Underhanded. Anyone who's ever used a switch knife wouldn't handle it any other way.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. That's why they're made to open like that.
You'd say the boy was pretty handy with a knife.
Mm-hmm.
You think he could have made the kind of wound that killed his father?
No. Not with the experience he'd had all his life handling these things. I feel he'd have gone for him underhanded.
How do you know? Were you in the room when the father was killed?
No. Neither was anybody else.
What are you giving us all this mumbo-jumbo for? I don't believe it.
I don't think you can determine what type of wound the boy might or might not have made simply because he knew how to handle a knife.
What do you think?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know.
How about you?
I don't know about the rest of them, but I'm getting a little tired of this yakety-yakking back and forth. It's getting us nowhere. So I guess I'll have to break it up. I changed my vote to not guilty.
You what?
You heard me. I had enough.
What do you mean you've had enough? That's no answer.
Hey, listen, you just take care of yourself, huh? You know?
He's right. That's not an answer. What kind of a man are you? You have sat here and voted guilty with everyone else because there are some baseball tickets burning a hole in your pocket. And now you have changed your vote because you say you're sick of all the talking here?
Now, listen, buddy.
Who tells you that you have the right to play like this with a man's life? Don't you care?
Now, wait a minute. You can't talk like that to me.
I can talk like that to you. If you want to vote not guilty, then do it because you are convinced the man is not guilty and not because you've had enough. And if you think he is guilty, then vote that way. Or don't you have the guts to do what you think is right?
Now, listen.
Guilty or not guilty?
I told you. Not guilty.
Why?
Look, I don't have to...
You do have to. Say it. Why?
I don't think he's guilty.
Want another vote?
Okay, there's another vote called for. I guess the quickest way is a show of hands. Anyone object? Okay, all those voting not guilty, raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nine. All those voting guilty? Raise your hands. 1, 2, 3. Well, the vote's 9-3 in favor of acquittal.
I don't understand you people. I mean, all these picky little points you keep bringing up, they don't mean nothing. You saw this kid just like I did. You're not going to tell me you believe that phony story about losing the knife and that business about being at the movies? Look, you know how these people lie? It's born in them. I mean, what the heck? I don't have to tell you. They don't know what the truth is. And let me tell you, they don't need any real big reason to kill someone either. No, sir. They get drunk. Oh, they're real big drinkers, all of them. You know that. And bang, someone's lying in the gutter. Well, nobody's blaming them for it. That's the way they are, by nature. You know what I mean? Violent. Where are you going? Human life don't mean as much to them as it does to us. Look, they're lushing it up and fighting all the time. And if somebody gets killed, so somebody gets killed, they don't care. Oh, sure, there's some good things about them, too. Look, I'm the first one to say that. I've known a couple who were okay, but that's the exception, you know what I mean? Most of them, it's like they have no feelings. They can do anything. What's going on here? Well, I'm trying to tell you, you're making a big mistake, you people. This kid is a liar. I know it. I know all about them. Listen to me. They're no good. There's not a one of them who's any good. I mean, what's happening in here? I'm speaking my piece, and you... Listen to me. We're this kid on trial here. His type. Well, don't you know about them? There's a danger here. These people are dangerous. They're wild. Listen to me. Listen to me.
I have. Now sit down and don't open your mouth again.